Good evening, everybody. Salini here. How are you? Hope everybody's doing great. I'm going to do a collective reading just for everybody for whatever, nothing in specific. I'm asking for a general reading for what's happening in the collective that we need to know about, and especially the spiritual awakening, probably. But, just a general, what do people need to know right now as we're moving into this spiritual awakening? So I'm shuffling, and so I'm going to shuffle for a little bit. So Holy Spirit, and while I'm shuffling, if you want to check out my website, salini.love, I'm a healer. I do private sessions. I also do readings. Um, I'm a shaman, an alchemist, a Reiki master, a healer, energy worker, body worker. I'm an author and a speaker and a visionary, and I help people with their spiritual awakening. That interests you, you can book a session with me. Go to salini.love. So I'm going to keep shuffling and I'm going to ask the universe for a general message for humanity right now, all of humanity, our entire collective. What do we need to know? And this hopefully be helpful for people. What does the collective need to know? What does the collective need to know? How y'all doing, huh? Love you guys so much. Yeah, well, we got a lot going on in the world, don't we? So we got to find out, what does the collective need to know in order to survive what's going on right now? And what do we need to know to survive what's going on right now? Okay, what do we need to know? Message for the collective. One more, okay. Okay, getting a yes. So I'm going to do a Celtic cross and we'll see what's going on. Mm, I hope this is for everybody. Oh, that looks good. Okay, gotta get my glasses. Sorry. Okay, so we got some secrets coming out here on the bottom of the deck. And things are hopping for the truth. In other words, the truth is coming out. That's what it means when you see the moon coming out in reverse. It's you can't keep any more secrets. And a lot of people are keeping secrets. And of course, the deep state is keeping secrets. So those secrets are about to be revealed. And then what else do we have? And it's coming in fast, coming in fast. Okay. So what we have here is the very first card is the magician, which means there's been manifestation, creation. It can also mean black magic or good magic. It's something's happening. Somebody's creating something, or the world in general is manifesting something new. That's what this is, in my opinion, and from what I'm getting right now. There is a positive new manifestation happening for everybody on this planet, because this is a meeting, a reading for everybody. Um, and it won't manifest if you guys don't get your tails in action, because this is a card of somebody who's just sitting around and being lazy and not doing their work. But this again is for everybody. Um, those of you who are not doing your spiritual work will not receive the blessing that's whatever it is, the manifestation that's coming. You need to be doing your spiritual work, or you're just going to be left out in the cold. The river's going to wash on down and you're going to be standing on the side of the bank. So it's really important for you guys to get on the wagon and really get busy doing your spiritual work, or you're going to miss the whole thing. And it's going to be great because this shows some prosperity coming in. And then, okay, all right. So then crossing that is the night that does take action. So here we go. This up till now, people have not been taking action on their spiritual path or on what they need to do to transform and to make their lives better and to rise to the occasion of a spiritual awakening. But they're about to take action. So this is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is somebody who takes action. And this is inspired action, passionate, adventurous, fearless, and sometimes impulsive. So the Knight of Wands comes in and just says, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get it done. So that means a lot of you are going to start. This came across, so it's about to happen. A lot of you are going to start doing your spiritual work because you're going to have to, because everything's about to crash and burn. So what we've had in the past, a lot of broken hearts. A lot of people had broken hearts. And speaking for myself, definitely. And actually, a broken heart can be an opening to a beautiful new path if you can withstand it. It's very painful. It's very hurtful. But on the other side of it is a new life of some kind. The heart expands when it's broken. And because you lose someone or something, and then in order to survive, you have to expand. And that's what happens with the broken heart. That's in the past. In the future, what's coming is for those people who did not take care of themselves, they're going to be burnt out. This is the Knight of Swords in reverse. And this is somebody who would normally come charging in and take control, but they're too burnt out. They can't do it. So these are a lot of a lot of you are going to be very burnt out and you won't be able to do what you need to do. But some of you will do it. Some of you will do the spiritual work. And then the card on the bottom here that we have is that we're going to forgive the past, and we're going to let go of the past, and we're going to move on. And that's the foundation of this reading. When you let go of the past and move on, you're going to move forward. You're going to become independent, and you're going to have a new start. So as a collective, we're leaving the past. In other words, the timelines are ending. A lot of timelines are ending for a lot of us right now. And when those timelines end and something is let go of, there's room for something new to come. And that, whatever that is going to be much more positive, much more in alignment with who you really are and what it is that you really came to do on this planet. So, that could be a new job, a new relationship, a new boss, maybe going to start a project, maybe going to invent something. Something new is coming in, and because you made space, you left something behind. It's not always about relationships. Sometimes it's about the past or the family or the job that you had or a situation that wasn't working out, whatever it was, maybe you need to leave your business partner behind or something. But new things are going to come because then, and here it is. I mean, it shows some pretty major changes here. I'm going to have to do a clarification. People have been very burdened, very, very burdened, and they don't feel like they can barely keep up. And that's been blocking their spiritual awakening and blocking their progress forward. You need to keep going forward in life to evolve, and they feel burdened and they can't do that. So then you have the next card up would be the atmosphere around. This is the world. This is the collective, this one. Everybody's feeling the burdens right now. This is all of us. And then in your aura, though, coming into all of you is the end of conflict and a desire to reconcile, making amends and forgiveness. That's what this is, the end of conflict. And so there's been conflict and burdens, and you want it to end. You really want it to end. There's also been a lot of thievery and dishonesty, and people are going to start telling the truth. And there was deception and keeping of secrets, and now there's not going to be any more. So that means that, like I said, with the moon here on the bottom, the truth is going to come to light because the moon is reversed and the secrets will not be kept anymore. And people are going to start seeing the truth about this world, about their lives, their friends and partners and family, the systems, the boss, the company, the matrix, whatever you're involved in, it's going to start coming, the truth is coming to light. This is going to change humanity completely. And then it's perfect. The two ending cards are absolutely perfect. So you have the death card. It's the death of the old system. Remember, this is a group reading for the world. I asked, what does the world need to know right now to move forward into our spiritual awakening? It's the death of the old. And you got the death of the past, the ending of the past here too. So old cycles are ending. And this is good. This is not a literal death. This is a spiritual death. And so it's the past ending, it's personal transformation, and the death to some situations. So when that happens, there's space for the new. And then guess what? Our final outcome card is the sun, which is everything possible good, positivity, pleasure, happiness, abundance, joy, celebration, success. Everything is groovy. So this is where we're headed. And this is good news, but only for those of you who are willing to do your work. If you're going to stay in the past and you're going to try to be dark and try to manipulate and steal and do all that, it's over. Finito. You're headed for jail or down below or something bad. So I'm going to do a little bit of clarifying here. Let's clarify the burdens. Let's clarify coming clean. And what we're dying to, what the death is, and what the magician stands for. Um, yeah, I'm gonna put this, maybe the past, huh? No, we don't need that one. Powerful new start. One more. I'm just getting the heartbreak. We need to know a little bit more about the heartbreak and what that was about and how we're going to go forward. So we got a lot of cards of stuck and then going forward. So I'm going to check it out and see what that's all about. So let's do some clarification here. And so some of my readings are general and some of them are specific. This one is a general collective reading for everybody. And the idea is, what is it that we need to know about what's coming for just a general reading for the general masses of the world and to help them with their spiritual awakening. Okay, what does the world need? Okay, here we go. Ooh, wow. Okay. So the burden is love. Interesting. So this is a general reading. I'm going to say it over and over again. And whoever this resonates with, go for it. But for some people, they felt it was too hard to love, that true love was too hard. So we got the two of cups clarifying the 10 of wands. The 10 of wands stands for burdens, and the two of cup stands for love. So for some people, love is too difficult. They'd rather live in the darkness. And of course, that's an empty life and nothing good comes of it. But for some people, they've been offered true love and they turned it down. And when that happens, it's sort of like the end of your life, because that's the person who's going to bring you your happiness, your abundance, your joy, your health, your all the good stuff. And it's sort of symbolic of how you just don't accept love in, and that you're going to live in a dark world and live in hatred and all that. And it's a short life, it's a miserable life, but some people are too scared to love. It's sad. It's really sad, because once true love enters your life, everything gets better. You're never the same, and it empowers every area of your life. It makes everything better. So, and I don't mean toxic love, I mean true love, real love. So this stands for, it's also self-love. If you can't love yourself or anyone else, and you can't let any love in, you don't have a life. Everything else is just fake. And that pretty soon it's gonna expose itself as an empty life. You can only do that fake stuff for so long, and then comes reality. So then the end of when the truth comes out and everybody stops lying and the truth comes out and they come clean, then you have again more people who can't handle the truth. So this is kind of a not so happy row, because it shows those people who are not able to deal with the truth, to deal with love or whatever, and they drop down into a depressed, moody state. And that's not very healing. Let's hope that we get to the next row is better. So the next one is the death to we have the Empress reversed, qualifying the death card, which means that the death to for some people, this row here, what I'm getting is talking about people who refuse to wake up, people who refuse to heal and refuse to see the truth, refuse to love. Because the Empress is about everything wonderful. She's everything. She has all the love, the power, the creativity, the abundance, money, everything. And she's reversed on the death card, on top of the death card. So this is for people who choose to just step away from the light. And like, we're just going to stay dark. We're just going to ruin our lives. We're just not going to accept love. We're going to just be self-destructive, maybe drug addiction, or for people who are living in the dark. And they're going to kill off the Empress, who is God's love. The ultimate love you could ever get is from the Empress. And whoever is doing that is going to kill their own heart and is going to kill the love. So, and then on the Magician, so then we have qualifying the Magician, we have the Six of Pentacles, and it's reversed. So this is somebody taking advantage, somebody controlling someone else, overpowering someone else. So some of you are caught in that devil energy, where you're being controlled by darkness. And so you can't get any money, you can't get anything going, because it's supposed to be this way, where you're generous and you're working hard and there's some extra money, so you're sharing. But instead it's reversed. So you can't get anything because you're manipulating and controlling, trying to steal from people. And whenever, see, this row is all about the dark ones. Excuse me, people who spend their lives in thievery and darkness and lying and deception and all of that, there's no future for them. Absolutely none whatsoever. The world comes to a standstill. And because we're about to have a major spiritual awakening, you cannot live like that. Maybe it worked earlier, but it won't anymore. That's what I'm getting. That this whole row here is about what's coming to an end, the death of people, this lifestyle for people. So, what the consequences are for you, people who are doing it, I don't know, but it's probably you're gonna have to move on and come back in another lifetime. Um, and then with the broken heart, to qualify the broken heart, what we have is again another reversed card. This is the Eight of Pentacles, which normally is somebody working hard on their career and making hay, doing well. Instead, this is somebody who's not motivated and uninspired. So this entire row here is about those people who chose not to wake up or heal, and their lives are just, you know, because we are in a spiritual awakening, that's why. And you just can't live your life like that. You can't be a procrastinator, you can't be lazy, you can't be a thief, you can't be a Romeo gigolo, you can't be a Jezebel, you can't be dishonest to people. You can't reject love, reject God, reject goodness. It's not going to work anymore. That's the message I'm getting. So let's see what the next row says. And the high priestess on the bottom is like she knows what's coming. Let's hope this next row is a little better. It looks like the healing. Yeah, we're really working on the people who aren't doing too well. Again, we got the Seven of Pentacles reversed, and this should be somebody planting seeds and doing well. And because they rejected love, because this is qualifying the love, they're not going to do very well. And there'll be no results because they're going to be distracted. And this is a general reading, so take what you relate to and let go of the rest. But for those who decided to change course and start to heal, they're going to go into hermit mode and they're going to start to do some soul searching and some healing. And it's long overdue. They're going to search for the truth. They're going to want to go into meditation and figure out what's going on. And that's the beginning of their healing. So that's really good to see. And then we have for the card qualifying the reversed Empress and the reversed Death, we have delays and obstacles when a person is not going forward. So as long as you've killed off your creativity and your power and your abundance, you're not going to go forward. That's what this is saying. So that card is telling me, it's qualifying the Death and the Empress reversed, that when you allow yourself to kill off the love in your heart and your creativity, there's no forward movement in your life. Then we have the Hierophant. See, my whole head is itching intensely, so I'm getting messages. We got the Hierophant reversed, which, this isn't good or bad. It's just, it's like we're breaking away from traditional religion, which is something people need to do. And going against the grain, resisting, like having your own religion or your own belief system that's separate from traditional religions. And it's sort of freedom. It represents freedom from mind control and the mind control, the manipulation and indoctrination that goes on in religions. This is a good one, really, right, for this particular spread, that you're going to move away from being controlled through religion, some of you. And then comes the 10 of Cups, a Nine of Cups. So then your wish comes true. See, the middle part of this reading is about people who are not doing their work and are choosing a really negative lifestyle. And then they started to do their healing in this last couple cards. And what comes from that is your wish comes true. You get the wish. This is the wish card coming. So I would say, good on you, baby. Good on you. You're finally starting to get it. Okay. Let's hope the next row is a little bit better. And then this is the fourth row, and then I'm not going to do another row. Ooh. Okay. Wow. So some of you are probably not going to relate to this, and others of you will. I feel like this reading is turning out to be for people who have chosen not to wake up and who want to continue to be dark. Although there's a glimmer of hope over here, your wish comes true when you decided to wake up. And the Tower is the card we got to cover the Two of Cups, the 10 of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So this is somebody who's not doing their work and is refusing love. Tower, upright, big tower. So this is actually the beginning of your transformation. So this, whoever these people are, this is for whoever resonates with it. There's a tower coming if you're dark and if you're not doing your work. And when that tower comes, it's going to rip away the parts of yourself that don't work. And then your abundance is reversed. You lost an opportunity because you were not working on what you needed to be working on. So that will reverse back when you start to do your work. And then we have a lot of conflict. Looks like part of what was blocking people is there's conflict around them, competitors, defensiveness, trying to maintain control. So somebody who's feeling defensive. So for those of you who are stuck in situations where you're feeling defensive, it's hard to grow. I understand. And so you might need to move on. I don't know, you might need to do something. And then we have the King of Wands reversed. Oof, this is a really bad dude, This is somebody who's like maybe a cheater, like sleeps with a lot of women behind their wife's back, who steals money, who's really slick. Maybe he uses his good looks to get what he wants. So this is somebody who's not going to be waking up and who's going to go downhill. He's a very, very negative person who could be very ruthless, the King of Wands. And again, we're getting a lot of messages about that. I may have to do another row. And then finally, we have the Queen of Swords, which is good because the Queen of Swords shows that she's come to lay down the boundaries and to say the truth and to say this is where it stops. There's not going to be any more tomfoolery, we're not going to FAFO, and it's time to heal. And so she's going to set boundaries, she's going to teach, she's going to be unbiased judgment. She's just going to lay down the truth and say, either you do this or you're not going to make it. So let's do one more row and let's hopefully the good starts. Okay. Yeah, it looks like somebody's starting to learn their lesson. So it's very difficult for somebody to make a decision, for people to make decisions. They got confused and they just didn't make a decision. They just refused to make a decision. And this caused a lot of problems, or they made the wrong decision. Either they made no decision or they made the wrong decision. And as a result, a lot of bad things happened. And so that's qualifying the tower. And the tower happened. You got a tower because you didn't make a decision. The next card is the Four of Pentacles reversed, which is somebody who's hanging on and hanging on to something, being very greedy and very stingy, possessiveness. And it's not the proper way to hang on. If you're going to hang on, it's this way, but this way it's like clinging to greed and to being stingy because you don't know how to make money. And this is qualifying the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is reversed. So in other words, a person blocked their own prosperity. And so this is the people that I'm telling you that have lost their way. But after a period of confusion, things start to improve because here's somebody whose judgment is clouded, that's the Ace of Swords reversed, so they can't look at the truth. Again, it's just over and over in this reading. I don't know how many of you are going to relate to this, but maybe this is somebody for those of you who are watching. Maybe this is somebody that's just in your family or in your realm of existence. But right after that starts the healing. So then comes happiness. So I think that there's some hope in the middle of this, that there is some steps towards healing. And then comes a happy home. And then comes the Queen of Pentacles, which is an abundant, loving mother. And she only comes with abundance. So for you to get these two cards together, it tells me that all of you who didn't do your work, as soon as you do your work, it's going to be okay. So this was a message for the collective. And as soon as you get busy with your spiritual awakening, let's open a spiritual an energy card and see what they have to say, because it's going to get better for everybody. You know, that I know. We got to go through some rough times right now because the whole country and the whole world is being rearranged to end war and to bring abundance in. So they're just telling you how to do that. So Holy Spirit, let me know, what do we need to know about this for the divine collective or for the collective concerning the awakening? What do they need to know? Hey, so I don't know how long I've been going, but I won't go much longer. Okay, well, it's pretty clear that the happiness and the love, when they did not embrace it, caused financial restraints. And that's, this is what I tell people all the time. You need to love yourself. When you give yourself a lot of love, a lot of self-love, then abundance comes to you. It's just that simple. Abundance is about love, and that's why the divine feminine needs to come back, because everybody's fighting over territory and wars and companies and money and jobs because they haven't embraced the love of God in their heart and the love of the divine mother. When you embrace that love, everything comes to you. Everything comes to you. So and this is saying that those people who resisted, and they closed the door to love here, and they ended up with financial restraints, and it ended their happy family. No more happy family. But here comes the angel of love. So she begins to give you that love, and here comes the healing. The healing starts after that. Unconditional love is the answer for yourself, and you give it to yourself, even if there's nobody else. And if you have children or a spouse, give it to them because we all need it. It's like food. It's food for the soul. That's what we need. And then I'm going to do one last card. Oops, I got these in backwards. So we have the Rose Oracle. So I'm going to ask for a message from the Rose Oracle. This is about love. And what kind of message do we have for the collective Rose Oracle? Please tell me. The Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, and harmony. It's hard to see. These cards are very faint, but it's a rose in the middle, like a white rose. And when you have right relationship with love, everything flows. That's what this is about. Everything flows when you have the right relationship with love. I'm not talking about necessarily a partner. It could just be yourself. How much are you guys loving yourselves and self-care? Are you giving yourself the care that you need? Because that is what is missing. That is what you need in order to really heal. So I hope this is helpful. And I'm going to do some specific readings for some zodiac signs here probably tomorrow. But this one's going to go up now in a few minutes. And once again, if you would like to subscribe, I'm offering free readings to one person a week. And I would really like it if you would subscribe to my channel and so you might get picked. Okay? All right. I love you guys. And until next time, I say namaste, Om Namah Shivaya, and I love you. Yes, I do. I really love you so much. Bye. See you next time.